we continue with flexible workforce. So we're going to distinction between dismissal and redundancy. In every organization, the human resources department also is in charge of recruiting, training, dismissing, making workers to be redundant. So if this has to happen in an organization, it has to be through the human resources department. So we start with dismissal. When we talk about dismissal, it means an employee is being disengaged, is being forced out of work based on the fact that there is misconduct. Maybe he or she has done something wrong that are not in line with the company's policy, or probably he or she is not capable to carry out the task she's being employed for. Do you get the point I'm making on that? There is dismissal, which means the company is kicking out that individual or that employee because he or she is incapable to do the job he or she has been employed for. Or there is misconduct, which means he or she has done something that is against the policy of the organization. That is when dismissal will come. Do you understand dismissal? Yes. On the other hand, sometimes there might be misinterpretation, how do I call it? The human resources department might make mistakes too. They might be dismissing a wrong employee. They might be dismissing someone that does not deserve to be dismissed. So if that happens, that means that individual has been dismissed unfairly. So if it is unfairly dismissal, and the tribunal, there's the employment tribunal. If the tribunal finds out that that employee has been dismissed unfairly, the tribunal has the right to reinstate that employee. It means the tribunal can put back the employee into the position he or she is handling before. I'm going to say that again. When an employee is being unfairly dismissed and the tribunal finds out that that employee has been unfairly dismissed, the tribunal has the right to reinstate that employee, yes?
What's tribunal?
Tribunal is like a court. Court, yeah. They are in charge of employment. They want to be sure that whatever related to employment is done the right way.
Is it the same as human resources?
No. The tribunal is an organization that is in charge of workers, the workers' rights. They check the workers' rights. They want to be sure that workers get what they deserve. So if an employee is dismissed unfairly, the employee can, take the case to the tribunal, employment tribunal. As soon as the employee goes to the employment tribunal, they put up their own analysis. They do their findings. And if they find out that that employee is unfairly dismissed, the tribunal has the right to reinstate that employee to his former position. It's just like a court, but it is a tribunal. So those that are there have the power over employers.
So is it a governmental thing?
Yeah, it's more like a government institution. They are backed by law.
So it's a law court?
Yeah, that's why I said it's a court. But we call it employment tribunal. So what they do is they take charge of employment decisions. They want to be sure that employees are not dismissed unfairly. Is it clear, please?
Are they like lawyers, kind of?
What?
Are they kind of like lawyers for the
No.
unfairly dismissed?
They are experts. They are more of pressure group. They just want to be sure that workers are treated fairly. So their own job is to listen to employees who think they have been dismissed unfairly. So as soon as they take up the case, they defend it. They make sure that things are right. They are neutral. They are not supporting employees or opposing employers. They are in between. So what they want all they want is making sure that that employee that has been dismissed is fairly dismissed. They don't know what happens to you until you go to them. They wouldn't know. But if you feel you've been dismissed unfairly, you can go to the tribunal. That means you are making a litigation towards your employer. So you are saying your employers are wrong. So you meet at the court. Then the employer will come up with their case, you come up with your case, and they check and balance things. Clear? They'll go to redundancy. For redundancy, it's a legal way to dismiss employees. But one thing is this, you will be dismissed because you are surplus to requirements. What do we mean by surplus to requirements? It means you no longer have, your job is no longer needed, your service is no longer needed. So redundancy might come as a result of maybe integration. Maybe two firms have come together to become one. So if two firms have come together to become one, they've merged or it's been acquired. It means you're going to have different departments to become one. Like firm A has the finance department, firm B has finance department. So firm A's finance department and firm B's finance department are coming together to be one finance department, yes or no? So that means you're going to have more workers in that department. So that means there will be repetition of work. So some people have to leave.
And when these people sign up for a job, do they know that they're going to leave one day?
No, they are made redundant. There's a contract, they have a contract. But now they are being made redundant.
So in this contract, does it say that if their job is no longer needed, they're going to be?
No.
So isn't
It's
that
a
what
situation.
happened?
It's a situation. So as soon as this situation arises, the company has the right to make workers redundant. So I'm going to explain further from there. As soon as firm A and firm B comes together, maybe they have 10 workers in the finance department. Then the finance department needs maybe 6 workers. So that means 4 workers have to leave. Yes or no? Good. In your IGCs, before now, in your grade 10s, they're supposed to teach you what redundancy is about. And when redundancy happens, what makes redundancy to happen? So one of the reasons why redundancy might happen is because there is external factors that the business is struggling to contain. Or that individual is one of the least worker needed in that organization. So if we have 10 workers in the finance department and 6 out of them are well qualified and have expertise in the job, so 4 that are left will be made redundant. They are not dismissed. They've not done anything wrong, but they are made redundant because there's no more job for them.
Okay, so that means since they're like kicked out,
They are not kicked out. They are legally dismissed.
dismissed. Do they give them another job?
No, they compensate them.
With what?
Money, we call it redundancy payment. That is the difference between being made redundant and being dismissed. So the company is going to pay them for disengaging them because they have a contract and the contract is no longer being respected. So they will be paid redundancy payments. That is the difference between redundancy and dismissal. That is where we're driving at. Do you understand now? So, yes?
When the business resets the worker still return.
No, the worker is done. He's disengaged. She's disengaged.
She won't be able to.
She's not working more. And she's no longer working with that company. So he or she will get what we call redundancy payment, and that ends their contract. So that's the difference between redundancy and dismissal. Dismissal, you don't have entitlement. You get nothing. If you are being dismissed, you are being dismissed not because you cannot respect your contract, but you are being made redundant because of some external factors or the country is struggling. There's recession. So here, the company is not respecting the contract, then you have to be compensated for that. Do we get the difference here? Any further question? Thank you.